All them kids didn't want my side. All weekend. I think we live on Facebook now, though. Can you guys? Thank you for joining us, good people. Mommy's keeping it cute. CP time edition. We late, but we apologize.
They still gonna tune in late or not. You know. Hey guys, how's everything going? How's everyone going? How's everyone doing? Happy Sunday. Praise God.
Praise God. Happy Sunday. So how's everybody doing? How was your week, baby mama?
It was busy.
Busy? Mm-hmm.
It was real busy. It was, I had a lot of stuff going on, but I made it through.
Made it through, persevered through.
Absolutely. Another week of virtual learning.
Yes, yes.
Can you guys hear me? Because I feel like I'm far. I need to get back to it.
So virtual learning, how was that this week? How's that going?
Amazing.
Amazing?
Yep.
God is good
It's
all the
amazing
time.
because Friday was that day that I said there's no school.
There's no school today, and I think the kids are entitled to that.
Mm-hmm.
I had to email Micaiah, gym teacher. I looked in her Genesis account. She got a couple zeros for gym. And it's just like, at this point, virtual learning, I feel like kids should be like accommodated.
Yeah.
Her schedule changed. She's eating lunch a little longer. She's not at home doing school. So we have to talk about that on Monday. But I sent the email when I looked
Friday
at the Genesis.
I just woke up and I was just saying, like, I'm not.
It's not one of those days.
It's not. Today's not that day. I needed a mental day because it's a lot. Some people think you could just it's just so easy. No, it's a lot. You teaching your kids and those sight words. I'm like,
sight words.
I know my mom would not have last. She would not be able to do it. She just went and shout out to my parents.
Yes.
For their 40th wedding anniversary today.
Congratulations.
Black love. They're doing it.
Yes, I love Black Love.
I appreciate them. I need to get back to the front screen.
But absolutely. So that's kind of segue. And it's so funny that, Chris, your parents, they celebrating 40 years. That's a whole lifetime. Yep. That's 2 lifetimes. Some folks don't even live half that lifetime. So, that's definitely a huge, huge accomplishment in especially the Black community.
It is.
Very huge accomplishment.
So,
absolutely.
Marriage is dope.
Right.
When it's done the right way and 2 people want to do it together. Nothing is perfect, but
facts. Have to make it work.
People want to make it work, and that's what's going to happen.
Have to make it work. So yes, and that's kind of segue because this week I was kind of thinking kind of just chopping it up in my head about marriage, about relationships, about kind of what that means in America. I feel like things have been changing. It's been like trends. Where it's I did a little research, research, but it seems like when the trend of marriages or the majority of people that did get married, that rate dropped. And I want to say it dropped in 1982. That's when the trend started to drop, where you didn't see a lot of marriages in the United States. And me, I'm a part of the Lord's children. I'm a part of the crack epidemic.
You know what?
So when I seen 1982, the social worker in my brain was like, I just bet a lot of, I think, the trends as to why, because it was that epidemic. Like, crack messed up a lot of things. And I'm like, what else could have been happening in 82 that made the marriage rates drop? Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, I don't know. That's just my kind of philosophy. So I had did that. And you know what was so dope that I seen, Chris, that I wanted to kind of talk about? They was like saying the top reasons that marriages really kind of happen is because of financial issues. So, what do you think about
now?
Now,
or just,
now,
now?
Like this is like 2020 stats. Like now, What do you think about that, friend?
Marriages, why?
Like ending due to financial instability or financial issues or concerns.
Well, I think that they could. I think marriages sometimes don't last, not really because of financials. I just think it has a lot to do with communication. Allowing, one another to speak.
Right.
Comprehending what you're trying to, what the person's trying to say.
Yeah.
Not always being on, so defensive.
Absolutely.
So, and then, you have some marriages that do argue over money or do, go through things. But I know my parents, they didn't play like the arguing over bread.
Over
like
money.
They didn't argue over bread. And I really think that's why they last so long.
That's dope,
like,
though.
They didn't argue over bread. It was just what it was. You know what I mean? So,
and
there
I
was
think
other things, but like arguing over bread and paying that
right.
wasn't it. But every marriage is,
but then too, yeah,
different.
because like
and
money,
too.
Because I definitely feel that part that they were able to persevere through that and not let money be an issue. But at the end of the day, and I think just in real life, like money is not everything, but money is kind of where we live in America is very essential.
Oh,
it's essential.
Yes.
So it's like without money, it's like, how about this? Not even just take out the luxuries that we might could get our hair done, nails done, go and treat ourselves, that extra money we spend on recreation or whatever. Money impacts, say, hey, am I going to be able to feed these kids tonight? You know what I mean? Am I going to be able to actually have transportation to even get to my job, to work, to get a paycheck? So I think like money, where it's not everything, but it was so dope. They mentioned limited education and income as a barrier. And not saying you have to be like an astrophysics or you have to have a college degree to make money or even have a marriage. It's like even the financial, I think, freedom, right? Like investing money and shit, stuff like that. I think that's like so important. Like, how are we gonna come together and say, okay, I'm gonna marry this man, I'm gonna marry this person that don't even know what a IRA Roth is, or don't even know like how to invest his money when we do even get the money. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's like, so for me, and again, it's not everything, but I can see as to why money problems would be like a big thing as to why people might get divorced. You know what I'm saying?
True. And then I look back at my parents, because I think my mom was like 33 when she had me, 37 when she had my sister. And I look back at them like they were young. They were my age,
right,
starting out.
Right.
I don't know if they were that put up on the 401k.
Right.
If they weren't like that invested yet.
Okay.
That grew over time. So when you really invest in something and you're serious, it's kind of hard to really walk away. It's no longer about like the kids. It's really about like, yo, like I'm invested in this. Like,
absolutely,
this is what it is.
Definitely.
Worst case scenario, something happens, like, yeah, like what they say, give me half.
I mean, half of that.
Give me half.
Half plus,
but
like,
who wants to do all that? Nobody wants to really do all that. But
absolutely,
they made it work.
That's good, and that's just so dope. Like, and then it's like, that's just so dope to see that example, because that's like a really, let me put the word out there, resilient example, right? Like, that's a very like pure and authentic example how like things might not be good all the time, but they persevered through it, and it took effort on both their parts. So that's like just so dope. So dope. And I'm just so like,
two different cultures, because my mom's from here, my dad from Jamaica.
So
there was a lot of compromising. something that now in 2020, a lot of us aren't really
don't even know what that word means.
Yeah, they think compromising is controlling. It's really not.
Or being a man that's being like feminized, or being a punk, or a PUSSY, because a man wants to compromise and make things work.
That's you know, I feel. It has nothing to do with that. So,
hi, Professor Every. Okay, let's talk. Hi, Professor. She said, money represents power and reflects a value system. How you spend and what you are saving for. Absolutely. It represents a power and reflects a value system. And going back to, I guess, core values, right? Okay. And being from different cultures or different backgrounds, right? Okay. The way I manage my money or see money, hopefully my husband kind of sees it in the same way, or comes to the point where he could compromise to see it in the same way. So we have like, you know, like a common goal that we're working towards. Like, I just feel like, and then education is a lot too. Like, and it's so funny, they said, was saying humility. Humility was a factor that's needed in marriages, because humility is really saying, hey, my head is too small to know everything, right? Like, humility lets one become teachable, right? Or being able to learn some new shit, because I don't know everything.
Absolutely.
You know, so I think that's probably a lot of what you mean, what your parents said. Compromising.
They compromise. They learn from each other, and they still are. So I think it's like real dope or whatever. Now, our generation today, now, are you getting married for financial stability? Or are you getting married for love?
Right.
Or are you getting married for both?
And that word love. And that word love is so tricky, right?
Yeah, that word
because
love is different.
That word love is like, whoa. A long time I thought I loved, but it was just really, really strong infatuation, right?
Lust.
Oh, it was lust, honey.
You could be lusty with like, and then as you grow, you understand that lust and love is like,
two different things.
Two different things.
So now, if I'm going to get married because it's feeling that I think I have, right? I think I love him. How do I really know if that's really love if I haven't did the work and the exploration on myself first? Like, because I say self-love is best love.
Oh,
it's the best love, right?
Absolutely.
Ooh, some good stuff.
Self-love is the best love.
Yes.
And I think now, I really don't know too many people that could even say like, oh, I'm getting married for like the money, you know, because I know broke, but you know,
right. But then too, like how many girls you really knowing that's walking down an altar with somebody that's like not working, or walking down an altar having a wedding with somebody that doesn't have a residual income. Like, I'm not walking down the aisle to walk to the welfare line.
But you know what?
I just feel like
that's just as equal as saying like, yo, there's somebody being with somebody for 10 years and they still not married.
This is true.
Like, you still just there.
But my
Your life is like on the treadmill. You running. But
absolutely.
like, no, you're not going anywhere.
But if I'm gonna get married, yo, I'm gonna make sure like that money is together. Like my cousin, and shout out to my cousin Jazzy too.
I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown and amuse you and make you laugh. I'm here to fucking amuse you. How the fuck am I funny? What the
Nah, shout out to her.
Tell me.
I feel like she went into her marriage very financially savvy, if I should say. Like, she went into her marriage like she kept the number of her wedding very, very low. She didn't spend a lot of money on her wedding at all. Because homegirl,
was nice too.
It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
It was,
and
not,
it wasn't like big and extra. It was so
it was
intimate.
Just and nice in the garden.
Yeah,
it was in the garden. Like, where else would you want to get married at than around flowers, right?
Yeah.
So I think she was very financially savvy, because the weekend she had gotten married, she actually closed on her house a week before. So, like, I feel like she went into it, like, financially, okay, he may not have been balling, she may not have been balling, but they was in a position, like, okay, let's do it now. Because we good now. I don't want to be getting married and struggle. And I think that is so crazy because one of the things why people end up getting divorced, it says coming from a divorced family. Like, I feel like money and inconsistency was something that, no, I wouldn't say money. I feel like why my parents, I feel marriage didn't really last is because of substance abuse. Okay. Like, substance abuse is mental health, like, problems. Like, my father was getting high, so it's like, that's why it just didn't work, because I feel like he wasn't in the right state of mind to actually be a husband. It is what it is, right? So I feel like for me, I think that's a lot of it. Consistency for me is everything. And I feel like the way you act to me toward Monday is the same way I need to see you act towards me on Wednesday. Because when I get inconsistencies from people, and that's even just day-to-day relationships, but that's just how deep my parents' marriage like impeded me, like just as a person, just like who I am as an individual. Like, it takes a minute for me to trust you. I need to see like consistency.
Absolutely.
You know, and
that's the right way.
Yeah,
that's what it is to be. That's how it is.
So
marriages are like, it's tricky. Like now,
hey,
number
people,
one cause of divorce is finance.
Check that credit score. Professor Every said marriage is a merging of assets, and she said agreed. Check that credit. Check that FICO.
Yeah,
this is true.
Number one cause of divorce could be finances, which is true. But you know, to shed some light, because I'm very transparent. Yeah. When it came to myself, my marriage, my divorce had nothing to do with finances. Okay. Had nothing to do with. When I sit back and I really think, would it really had anything to do with? Right. I was just young. Like when you're young, you're trying to run a household. You're trying to have, you have these kids. It's like you're really that adult, and a lot is on your back. Absolutely. And if you don't know how to handle it when you're young, what's the first person some people do? Like, they just run from it. They don't deal with it. They find an easy way out. They find distractions. You know, when distractions start to get, real comfortable. You know what I mean? So you make me mad over here. I'm just going to go outside, chill, whatever. But then it's just like, when you really sit back and you think about it, it's just, when you're young, you have to make certain kind of decisions. It's hard. It's especially real hard. If you're coming from a family, a 2-parent home who's already done it, and you've already seen certain things that they went through, and you like, damn, if they went through X, Y, and Z, I know I'm good. Anything. I know I'm good. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's really like, nah, I'm not good. And it's I'm really good where's that, this. Like, where's that threshold come, right? Like, and it's just like, I'm not really good, and like, yeah, I'm out of here. Absolutely. Feel me? Like, I'm out of here. So I can't say when you first get married for finances, maybe it's love, but it also has to do with like a comfort zone. Because some people stay together for so long because they're comfortable. Because it's comfortable. So, I mean, we've all been in a comfort zone. We all had that kind of, we've all experienced how it is to be comfortable, but still like emotionally unstable. Absolutely. And like, it's so deep. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's something that you said that it kind of struck the nerve. Just as Miss Every said, communication style, expectations, fantasies versus reality. Learning how to have conflict and healthy conflict. Gottman theory. Basically, to agree to disagree. Yeah, okay, if I don't agree with you, but it's like a healthy and it's a productive way to respond, right? It's not always having to be an argument, Dad, what was I about to say? And that's the thing. You can agree to disagree without being disrespectful and be okay with it. And that's the humility part of it. That's like humility 101. It's kind of like, okay, I don't know everything, and the fact that you could teach me something and make me better. It's so crazy because I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were basically talking about marriage and kind of what does that look like in regards to like our internal self. Like I forget the money, forget he attractive, forget the sex, forget like all of that stuff, and let's kind of focus on like, what are you really giving me? Like, it's something called the exchange
theory. I think I gotta use these terms come out professor on my life. Use these words. He's using these words I'm playing loans for. But
come on, professor, come on with it.
But the exchange theory, right? Like, it's a theory that talks about like relationships and exchanging, right? So if we have a relationship, am I depleting myself to give to you? And are you actually giving to me? Is it an even exchange? Am I overexerting myself from you? That's shout out to T-Rock calling me from Northern right now. Can't answer, friend. I should answer, say hi. Maybe next time. But so crazy, and it went off. My live went off. It's okay. But yes. Exchange theory, kind of realizing like, hey, if I'm in this relationship, am I giving more of myself than I'm receiving from my partner? If I giving my like, if am I doing more? Am I like stroking you? Am I like helping you emotionally? Am I giving you more than I'm receiving from you? Like, are you even like emotionally capable to even give to me?
Right now,
damn.
That emotionally capable
to even give to me. Do you have anything in your emotion bank?
Yeah.
Are you depleted?
Yeah.
Or is your like savings account like big as far as your emotion bank? Mm-hmm. Like, you feel me? Like, that's like some real stuff like I be really thinking about.
You're right. And that is deep. That is deep. That is something to think about. And I just really feel like thinking about you that. Think too much about if you're giving yourself to a person and what they're gonna, are they gonna do it for me? It's not gonna work.
Right.
You gotta just if you naturally just give yourself to someone and you just like a real throughout the whole time, you all, I'm not gonna say a relationship, like a partnership, because we're in this together.
Absolutely.
A relationship is so like that word is, it can mean so many different things, but you can do a partnership. You all like, y'all really partners because
absolutely.
I want to see you win. You want to see me win. Mm-hmm. We want to grow the household. As far as like the finances, we want to make sure we're good because if you're not good, I'm not good.
Absolutely.
If we're not good, your kids, my kids, like
no one's good.
No one's good. And
you
then
know,
what?
Absolutely. And I think that's why it's so important to like really like, how about this? Like, it was so funny.
Justin, goodbye. Shout out to Justin. He just got engaged. My little cousin Justin. He just got engaged. Talk about y'all making me nervous on getting married. No. Listen, nothing comes with the manual. Doesn't matter if it's marriage, parenting, whatever.
Absolutely. Life is life. Just roll with the punches. I
always say, help me. Wait, let me help you. Help me. Help you.
How about that?
You know what I mean? Like, we just going back and forth. So it's just.
And I think
if I ever did get married again.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would just be because that's something I really wanted to do.
Right.
It wouldn't have anything else. Like, it doesn't matter with the money, because I know people who are married and they have bread and they're really not happy.
Right, of course.
And then I know people who are married with not really that much, but their family is everything.
And they make it work.
You know what I mean? And they make it work.
Absolutely. So I feel like if I was to get married, and I was talking about this the other day, because I talk about relationships a lot. Just talking about, if I was getting married, like, before I get married, like, girl, I'm going to, like, therapy with my fiance. I want to go to counseling, like, for, like, a year. I want to just make sure, like, we going to resolve, like, all the issues we have or we identify, or issues that we don't know that we have. I want to go to a pastor, a Buddhist person, like, put some water on me and cleanse us, and, like, let's start this with abundance.
You're right. And
like, with the spirit, like the spiritual twist to it, not necessarily religious, but that spiritual component.
Yes.
Because that is a lot.
It is.
It's very important. It's very important.
It's very important.
Definitely.
Whoever a person believes in, Most High, whomever, you have to believe in something, someone, and you just gotta pray.
Right. And that comes down to the moral compass, right? It's like, it comes down to, like, our values and beliefs, or what they call them, those spiritual principles. Like, you need some type of structure, right? So you don't have to say, I go to church, I'm a Baptist, or I'm going to go to the Mass Jig, but just that spiritual principles, those spiritual guidelines, like, this is right and this is wrong. And even if I think this right, I'm still open to hear that I'm wrong.
And that goes to agreeing, disagreeing, and being okay with it.
And that's okay.
And that's fine. So, but, I mean, if I do, I like to play the lottery. So I like to do scratch offs. I play my Jersey Cash 5. I pick 3, 4, midday, evening, morning, whatever. If I was to get married after I hit or something, like, I'm gonna be signing a prenup. Now, how did anybody feel about prenups? Because I know I said, I said I wasn't getting married for love or finances, but I have to make sure that I'm very well protected.
Facts.
I mean, I might not do that, but, like, you just never know.
You don't know. And I think, like, people need to sit down with financial advisors and sit down
with a financial advisor, period.
Like, even prior to, like, I look at people crazy that I've dated or that I know or maybe talked to, went on dates, and, like, when somebody don't know about certain financial things, that makes me scared. I be like, Dad, well, if you don't know, like, okay.
Because,
like,
you know,
and it makes me think, like, and that's fine. And I wasn't taught, a lot of people wasn't taught how to manage their money. But I feel like, yo, at a certain age, like, I mean, you should have, like, some type of understanding of how do I make my financial cushion so when I get 45 or before I turn 50, I can sit myself down, you know. So I don't know. I think about that a lot, and then sometimes I struggle with it because money is not everything, and I know it's not everything. But my thing is, like,
Dre say, you know, he said he all for prenups. When you leave, you take what you came with. That's it.
This is true.
You know, and that even mean the kids. Take your kids too.
So but I know some people that set they set their ex-wives up. Like, I know some dudes, it's like prenups like wasn't even like a topic just because, like, they solid dudes.
Yeah.
Like, prenups are I don't know.
I only know celebrities that talk about the prenups,
or that they really got the bag.
Yeah, that really got the bag. Like us, you know, regs. Like prenup, whatever. Like whatever you come in with, that's what you take, and that's it. You know. But, True indeed. But I do feel like whether you're getting separated, divorced, and if you have kids, I think that, like, your kids go through that motion too.
Absolutely.
They go through that. That's a change for them.
Huge one.
So
absolutely. It's so crazy. I've known people just in the past that, I mean, like, having to pay alimony or having to be, like, stipulated to keep their ex's, like, lifestyle. Like, we talked about Mary last time. Like, that was a sucker move. I be feeling I love Mary, but it's like, I don't know. Men, it's like, why?
But you have to also, like, men know when they have a weak one. Mary was very weak.
Vulnerable.
Yeah,
I wouldn't say weak. I say vulnerable.
She was that for so long, and then she turned into, like, she started being a little weak to me. Because I feel like, even back when she was with Casey, it's just like, she went through so much, and you could hear it in her music. Like, she poured it out. So that's why I thought when she got with the husband, Kendall, I thought, like, okay, well, you know, Mary gonna be alright, whatever. But then what is just all the stuff that she did for him or he did for her, the way it ended was just wrong. It was like, he dogged her. So I felt like she was back in that same place that she fought so hard in a prior relationship to get out of.
Right.
And now you done fell back in love. You know, your emotions are all over the place. You're really loving this man, or maybe you
that's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta really know, like, who you dealing with. And I tell people, like, you listen, with just meeting people, like, you gotta do a whole, like, biopsychosocial. And then what people don't know what a biopsychosocial, I mean, I want to know biologically what tree you cut from, right? I want to know if it's autism in your family. I want to know if it's substance abuse in your family. I want to know if it's mental health in your family. I want to know who been to jail, substance abuse problems, domestic violence. I want to just, like, I need a picture, because the picture of the family, the picture of where that apple come from, it gives you a really, really, like, diagnostic, like, okay, this person might present themselves this way, but I know what tree you cut from. So I kind of, I could kind of have like a little better intuition towards who you are, even if you presenting to me like you that guy and you're solid. Like, are you kidding me? But I thank God she wasn't getting high this time. I thank God that she was stronger this time, and she was made it end up in the same situation, but she didn't let that bring her down to where it brought her before.
She showed her growth, because
clearly
she could have been triggered
and still touring, like, huh?
Yeah,
and still touring.
That could have been a trigger for her.
Absolutely.
Going through that could have put her back in that.
It was so embarrassing, and it was so public now, because back then when she was dealing with Casey, we had phones, but not like this. We didn't have TMZ and paparazzi and Twitter. We didn't have all of that. So now it's like, homegirl, God, I can't stand the internet.
And that the internet is so
I can't
wrong.
stand the internet.
The internet is so wrong. You
It
know what
really
I mean?
is.
The internet, like, if you're not a strong person, you could just get sucked right into it, and then you could just
Absolutely.
lose yourself because you're trying to keep up with this person, that person. Like, the internet is something that you come on, you laugh, hee hee ha ha. When you log off, look, it's still reality.
Absolutely.
These bills gotta get paid, these rent, whatever the case is. But
now you definitely right though. Like, new age, and shout out to Mary. My heart goes out for her, and like Wendy too. Like, I think of like black women that actually hustled and grind based off their God-given talent, and it's like, no matter how strong you are, how expensive your shoes cost, who putting on your wig, like, you know, people can get it too.
absolutely,
and that's just kind of what it, you know, it don't matter. Like,
and Wendy,
poor
Wendy
Wendy
is just, she's, I don't know, she's just, I mean, she's messy. So,
and she
talking about-
struggled,
yeah,
like
she
she struggled
Yeah,
with
she's still
substance
struggling.
abuse. Like, yo, like, this thing is real. People, like, and I kind of just.
So that's like, put the entertainment to the side a little bit and get your life
Yeah.
together.
The
Don't
fact
worry
she went
about
to the
everything
halfway
else.
house, like, she took time off her show and she went to a program. I respected that to 100. I respected that. That let me know that Wendy Williams didn't just have yes men around her. The reason Whitney not here because she had yes men around her. She ain't really they ain't challenge her. They let her do what she want to do. Now somebody around Wendy was like, yo, it's not a good look. Your nose is white. You need to go to a program. So, like, you know, the fact is that somebody could take that humility. Like, damn, you're right.
Yeah.
I didn't handle this the way that I was supposed to handle this, and let me take time mid-season. She took time off that show mid-season. I'm sure she broke all type of contracts and stipulations behind her show, but she went and got herself right. So I appreciate Wendy on that fact. Real
Wendy is
talk,
dope.
like,
I've
that
been
shit
to
dope.
Wendy's show
You
before.
think about it, yo, you're divorced publicly, bro, and your
that's all without
husband
being a
is in the
celebrity.
pool with somebody, like, you know, like, it
Look
wasn't.
at Tamar. It's all these people that's in that spotlight.
Girl,
Tamar tried to take her own life. Like, I don't. And we were talking about, oh, love. Love is so different. Love comes in all kind of shapes, whatever, emotionally, everything. I don't want that kind of love. I don't want that kind of love that's gonna have me getting high, wanting to just end my life and not think about my children. And I don't want to experience that kind.
not at all. I feel like Tamar, for me, just when I looked at her, like, clinically, I looked at her as a fan, as in the audience. I was saying, like, the more work she was doing to her face and to her body, I felt like she was missing something. Like, she definitely had a void. Like, I seen it way before.
As well.
Way before she tried to, like, you know, kill herself, because she was always over the top. Tamar, and I'm Tamar. But no,
She needed attention.
that wasn't really real.
She was lacking.
That's called like grandiosity. That's called like false pride. You know, it's like arrogance, not confidence.
And it's not cute.
Mm-mm.
She needed
It's
attention.
it was arrogant.
But she was lacking something, I believe, from her parents.
Mm-hmm.
Her sibling,
That whole
it,
dynamic, that whole family piece. No, you're right though. You absolutely right.
I'm gonna sip my water because I ain't got my Tito's today.
You cool. You're so crazy.
But yeah.
Yeah. So Tamar, like,
Therapy.
shout out to her too. You know, mental health is real, and that's why our relationships, and I like relationships and to talk about them, whether it's marriages, boyfriend, girlfriends, whatever. It's the fact is, you have to kind of do work on you have to do work on yourself before you really get into like a healthy relationship. Like, yeah, we tell, like, I used to work at Integrity House. Shout out to Integrity House. The substance abuse program. They're stationed in Newark, but I was working in Secaucus, so I was working with the guys, the adult men over 18 that was coming from prison. So they'll come from prison, and they'll come to Integrity House, and that's like where I work, like inpatient for them or whatever, before they hit that halfway house. So that was like one of the main things that we taught them, not because they had a substance abuse problem or they was a drug dealer or they just had a criminal problem. We told them, like, I swear to God, the main thing we told them before they left our program was, listen, do the right thing when nobody watching, and don't get into a relationship for at least after a year or two. And that's when you coming from a drug program, detox, when you coming from a halfway house, when you coming from an institution. Because you know why? Like, how am I supposed to just adult and just do what I'm supposed to do? Work, pay bills, be responsible, eat well, take care of myself, save money while I'm worrying and chasing somebody in the streets that ain't no good for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, and that's so deep, and it's just, like, so real. Like, that's what we'll tell the guys. Hey, stay away from those girls. You can have sex, but stay away from that relationship piece. Because it's very stressful.
And
it can be.
For intimacy, that can be stressful, too. Because there's some people who can just do that and no strings attached, and then some people could do that and it's emotional. So, but when you're coming home from doing a bid and you're trying to get your life right, you really don't have time for any of that. You gotta fast. Do some kind of fast.
Absolutely.
You know, get focused. Don't have any kind of distractions. Because distractions are no good.
Absolutely, because people could use relationships like a drug. It's like, if you don't smoke weed, you don't smoke crack, you don't sniff dope, but you addicted to, like, no good bitches. Or you may be addicted to, for instance, just a certain type. Because I know some girls, it's like, for instance, my shout out to my coworker, she the best that ever did it, She sold her house, got divorced, and bought a new house in like 12 months. Like,
I know that's right.
The best that ever did it and got away with it. Like, shout out to, my coworker. I don't want to put her name out there because I don't know if she wants me to, but just the fact that she was able to do that, and like she realized, like, hey, like, what is wrong with me? Like, this is not okay for this to be happening in the house, or this is not okay for my kids to be witnessing their dad getting upset and punching walls and demonstrating aggression. Then she said, I seen my kids. Once she seen her kids' behavior demonstrate, or they started saying shit or doing stuff their father would do, she was like, that's it.
Nah, she had to be out.
She was out. Like, out. And then she had little kids, like stair steps, and the oldest maybe 6. They came like stair steps. It was 3 of them. She was out. And I was just like, damn, like, you're a super woman. I would tell her all the time, in case you didn't know you dope, like, you mad dope. I tell her that every time I would speak to her, because I'm like, you doing stuff women pray God for the strength to do and couldn't never do.
Absolutely.
What? On one income, what?
And have the kids. A mommy keeping it cute, going through it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
stuff
people,
like that's deep, right?
Being a mom, being a mother, being a parent, trying to juggle working and taking care of kids and still trying to have time for a relationship. It's just like, it's a lot. And it could work. It could really work. But it's like, not with something like that. Because in your kids, you know what I mean? It's just, just a lot of stuff. Toxic.
Absolutely.
That's what they say. I hate that word toxic because it seems like everyone uses the word toxic, but
Toxic,
that's what it is.
unhealthy. You know,
And you want the goal is to be emotionally healthy.
that's it. That's all. The goal is to be emotionally healthy, and that's facts. You know, that is facts.
I'm sitting here before we shut down.
Right.
This is my first time in like what, maybe 16, 15 years. Yo, Peachy Poo ain't got no long claws. Her back scratches are not on.
I could really dig in my nose.
She
down.
said she could really dig in her nose. Yo, that's what happens. Listen, sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes when you got your nose done, like it be, you know, you hit something up there like, damn, you know.
And it wasn't me like digging for a booger, but like I got his nose ring and it's like, oh, okay, I never like really felt the inside of my nose with the nose ring because that nail that I can't.
You can't.
So I'm just filling up my ears and in my, it's just those crevices. I'm getting back into me now.
Yep.
With no. Yo, you silly. You so silly, friend.
Hey, Bill. Yep. That's why I'm like, oh, I had to say that to Peachy Poo. Like, oh, look at them nails. I went and got my nails done. Shout out to Superstar.
And those, you say in New Brunswick, right? Superstar.
On Somerset, yeah.
Somerset.
On Eastern Avenue.
Good.
I stopped over there and I got my nails done and I got a spa pedicure and it was just amazing.
Amazing, was it?
It felt, I love going to the salons that don't rush. That are like some salons, like I like my usual nail girl, but at the salon they just rush for the next appointment. Like they do your hands real quick, do your feet. You got to take time. Take your time. Rub that in. Like, you know, moisturize these heels.
It's the truth. Like we was talking earlier, when they hit them heels up, it's like with that razor, you gotta take your time on my feet with that razor.
Like
that razor
and
sharp.
I don't even do that.
So,
but it's like you gotta, you know. And when I got the spa pedicure, they were just massaging your legs and
get
you know
all that
the calves, get the circulation. I got out that chair. I was like, ooh.
It was feeling like a brand new woman, huh?
It was feeling good.
So self-love is the best love. No matter how busy we get as mothers, you gotta take that time out for yourself. You have to. Have to.
And me, I like nails, feet, lashes,
wax. That's it.
That's it.
It's
That's
so
not
deep.
A lot.
It's not a lot at all.
Not a lot. You have to take care of yourself, whatever it is. You have to.
I had tried my wing for the first time last week. I had posted something.
How you do? I know you did good.
It was good. I was just following like a little pattern. I'm drawing. I'm looking in the mirror, trying to get the symmetry, get my little Nikki wing. It was cute. It looked like my eyes were already kind of chinky, so they looked extra chinky because I made it longer. And I didn't have to wear lashes, but you still had that pop.
Yeah.
It was cute. Like, that's, for me, that's self-care. The fact that I took 20 minutes to do the wing, that's a long time. Like, it's like just to do something new for myself, to see how my face looks with the wing. It's cute. You look like a Brooklyn Jamaican after hour. You just get that wing on.
Yeah,
like.
I love that wing. That wing.
And shout out to Nikki and the baby, right? Did we shout her out last week? Look, why you have to do your lip like that, though? Yeah, you put the right button.
Oh my goodness, yes we did. We shouted her out. What a boy. I still haven't seen a picture. But you know,
I don't like when those. I get it why they do it. I feel like that's their privacy. They don't want nobody seeing their kid. But let me see the kid.
Yeah, I don't think Meek posted his son.
Bianca ain't post her kid. Yeah. Safari still ain't post that baby. You see that baby legs. You see the baby in the cabbage and everything. That baby about to be 2 years
and
old.
It's cool. And when they do get ready to post it,
2.
Yeah, and when they do get ready to post it, it's just like, oh, okay, you know.
But don't get a baby a Instagram page if you ain't posting their face. I mean, the whole baby, you know what the baby thighs look like, the baby toes, fingers. I be like, and he got a whole page, so he don't.
But you're not really.
But that's just me being selfish, just wanting to see celebrity babies. But it is what it is.
And you know, as soon as they post the babies, here comes the internet being the internet, and that's so wrong.
This is true. I feel like that's what they did to Lil Wayne baby mother Toya, baby.
Toya to her baby, right?
That baby turned. I mean, she had to grow into herself.
I think all babies do.
Yeah, but she had them daddy eyebrows. It's like that baby. I said that baby gonna have when she go and get her stuff, wax and string. She gonna have some nice old eyebrows because they full. It's all they full now. So you know when she gets some arch, they're gonna be so cute.
Yeah, they're gonna be nice and smooth. So.
Absolutely.
And Toya's so pretty. I love her.
Yeah, she is.
She is amazing.
She's a mommy that keeps it definitely cute.
Mm-hmm. She is.
All right.
Well, y'all, we about to wrap it up. Mommy's keeping it cute, each and every Sunday.
Do you want to play the music?
7 to
all the way to the bottom
8.
to the right. Yep, for 7 to 8 next week. Check us out. And don't be shy to call in, guys. The number is 646-233-1302. And we are out.
See y'all next week.
That's it. God bless. Goodbye.